that look more Mexican than you guys?
I'm looking at you because you're walking in there and be like, hey, I know you.
Isn't your wife a half-blood?
Yes, she is.
Half-blood.
Or like, good carne asada. Oh, good carne asada.
Is there a Mexican place here?
You ever had like a market
in South Landers.
over by, isn't it by Enterprise? The rental.
Lupita's is
That
that right?
rental with like a tattoo shop and some like corner. We can't talk about this, huh?
I'm just like,
It's some Mexican. We got it.
oh, really?
We got it.
I just always saw the
It's legit.
fruit stand.
No, that's not. That's the other side of the street.
I'm gonna go to McDonald's after this.
Between the cemetery.
That's what I had before.
I'm gonna get a couple double cheeseburgers, man. Couple McDoubles. Parfaits. Yeah.
I had some McDoubles and Oreos.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I was feeling pretty righteous. So that might be the 3 PR meal from now
Whole McFlurry.
Out of England,
You can work out with the McFlurry in your stomach, dude? That would make me so sick.
I was Oh, so we're here today with
Am I gonna have to pull my sweater off? Because last video you were like the whole time you're holding on to the thing and you're flexing your triceps. Like,
Oh, that's unflexed.
Smart,
That's just how they are.
well, I'm gonna pull my sweater off and just sit like this.
I don't know what it is, but when I flex in the mirror, I look big, and then I look on the camera videos, and I'm like, why do I look like the smallest one there? Yeah, and I look like fat rolls. Nipples hanging over my belly. Can't see your penis.
Your dick is bigger.
I have to get a frontal view to look good, because I've seen like the intro video, and he's got me from the side, and it's like, and I'm like slouching down too, like old man. No offense. But like a dad bod, you know, total. And I'm like, man, I'm the youngest guy there, and
Well, you look
like
at the
I'm
intro
weathered.
video and it's like you, me, he, and we're just like bellies.
Yeah, I look like I'm just.
Especially when I got my belt on, I got like super belly guts hanging over.
We're like journeyman truckers. It's like you've been sitting in a truck for a while, dude. I can tell.
If I didn't eat like a dickhead,
A lot of gas station hot dogs have gone through you. I can already tell.
Dude,
You should be a trucker. You wear the hat like a trucker. You eat like a trucker.
With a little dip in the...
you can start
You probably like it if you did
you
it.
start arm wrestling. You could be like over the top.
Over the top, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Slide.
That's the...
It's a good movie.
Hugh Jackman, right?
You should kill yourself.
Wolverine over here breaking arms.
There's a arm wrestling movie where he's actually a truck driver.
That's not
Sylvester
Hugh Jackman,
Stallone.
bro. That's Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, so that's just
Get out of it, man.
Same
I feel like
dick.
you're just blowing up a
I saw
child.
that like maybe like 8 years ago, okay? They look the same too.
No.
Just arms,
Just
legs.
stop.
Everyone's out red hair.
This is the only prepared person. He brings food because he knows he'll be hungry.
a friend of mine is not was.
You should add those last
We
week.
both at the same
I
time.
bow to your
It's
infinite wisdom.
like, dude,
I'm so drained.
it tastes so good that you gotta
There's something to wash it down though.
I got my water.
You need like chocolate
I
milk.
can smell it at least.
I'm gonna go home with that.
No,
I
I
got
got
one
here.
kind away from smelling range.
Yep.
All I can just see is the awesomeness of the blueberry.
Alright. Brian, what's the topic?
It is training mentality.
Training mentality and mindset.
Start us off.
Yeah.
So basically, if you're serious about any goal, fitness related, strength training, anything,
Look it off the
if
ground.
you're really serious about it, you're gonna have to come into each workout.
See it?
You just got AIDS.
You missed a spot just right there.
It's so disgusting. You don't want to know it.
Are we good?
Sorry, good.
He's
Want me to
dropping
take care of
it.
it?
And then you
You know the mindset is?
Go ahead. Mindset. Sorry, dude. Mindset is food right now.
Great examples of training mindset. Highly focused individuals right here. Distracted by a Pop-Tart crumb.
It looks so
Now,
good, bro.
you need to approach every training session determined, ready to go, ready to have at it. It doesn't, your training shouldn't be decided on, oh, I had a long day, or I'm a little tired, or I'm a little worn out. Those things are going to play a factor, and maybe you're not going to do as well on that given day as you expected. But regardless, you need to approach every training session with intent, with purpose, ready to get after it. You should already have in mind what you're going to accomplish that day. You should be thinking about it all day, ready to go. And if you're not doing that, that's a good place to start, because everything else tends to fall in line when you've got the right mentality. So I think it's a big overlooked thing that people don't pay enough attention to, is getting, you get your nutrition, sleep, all that in order. Get your mind in order too. Get your mind right, and you'll see big PRs in anything you decide to do.
If you, like, even on top of that, I feel like I know how this is, but it's also possible to have the wrong mindset of, like with me and deadlifts, they don't go very well together. And so usually it's like, more in the past I was just like, oh man, I got the deadlifts today, this is gonna suck, this is gonna be miserable, I'm never hitting my numbers, I'm never hitting this, that. And then when I start to the deadlift, that happens. And so it's like, you gotta be a lot more positive than just sitting there saying, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this. Everything always goes wrong, and it just it beats you up and just makes you pissed off and angry when you have control to be positive. And then like it's like you're giving yourself self-confidence as well.
If I've had a crappy day, like the best thing to get me in the mindset, take my pre-workout a little early and a couple extra scoops, and I'm set.
Couple
And then I have to go work out or I'm gonna die. So
Yeah, that's a good technique. Like if you keep yourself accountable, I'll kind of trick myself sometimes, like on a given day. If it, like, especially benching is like my favorite, but it's also the one that, like, it tends to be the most painful. So I usually have mixed emotions about it. I'm like, oh, I'm excited to bench, but I'm not excited to hurt. And so I spend the whole day doing everything right and preparing for that workout. I sleep, I get plenty of sleep, I eat well, I try to stay loose, and as I go throughout the day, I try to, I keep good posture so I don't have any aches anywhere, I'm not tight. So at the end of the day, it's like, I've done all this to prepare for this workout. I can't not kill it now. I gotta go in and do it. You know what I mean? Like I've set it up. It's time to go.
yeah.
And it keeps me accountable because it's, I don't question myself as much. Like, oh, should you maybe take a day off or maybe go easy today? It's like, no, you've already set on that path. So there's no turning away now. And if you gotta kind of mentally trick yourself, then do it. The results are results. If you're making progress, if you're attaining success in whatever you're trying to do, nobody's really going to question your method because it's working. So.
Well, even on top of that, it's like knowing that you guys are all going to be here holds me accountable, and I'm like that. It's like, and then I'm already not giving myself a choice because now all of you guys know what I have to hit. And so it's like, if you're just gonna if you're gonna be here, then just do it. And it's like you're in the perfect environment to be able to just do it. If it was by yourself, it'd be a lot harder. So I feel like your mentality strength has to be on point to the key, like everything dialed in. But I feel like with me, I'm like, even if I'm not feeling good, I know more than likely I'm gonna get it because you guys are here going, all right, 7:30, let's go. And so it's like, okay, I have to. So you just figure it out.
Even if you're not feeling it that day, I mean, if the pre-workout's not working and you're at the gym and you're not feeling it, get something. Like, don't skip the day. I mean, consistency is key, so you need to get something. I mean, if Alex is not feeling 7:30, well, he's gonna have to get it anyway. But we're gonna force him to. But at least get 700.
I'll just stop like Mike and cut it high. Like, I got it.
Yeah, I only have to go to flats. You guys have to go down.
True. That kind of bleeds into a different topic, which we can cover at another time, but like-minded people. If you're, for the training mentality you want and the training mindset, get around people with the same training mindset. Or if you don't have it and you want that kind of mindset, start hanging around people that do have it, because it's going to bleed on you.
Yeah.
There's countless times where I know things would be going different for me if I was by myself. Not because I don't know how to do it, but I'm not going to do it every time.
Yeah.
You know, so you getting around people that are doing it, you know, I look at these guys killing it in here, and it humbles you, but it also sets that bar, and it makes it look more possible. Is the best way to put it. You look at that and you're like, well, he's performing to the best of his ability given these situations, so it's possible for me to do the same. Might be a little harder, might be not as hard, whatever, but it's possible, and if you know it's possible, you can do it.
I think I didn't want to cut up, but what's great, I know just the second day here, what's great, what you were saying is training with intent, because intent's going to bleed into your level of dedication. You're going to have some kind of like setting goals is part of your mindset, right? You're going to have a short-term attainable goal. It could be what you're working up to for a single. It could be the volume that you want to try to hit that day, whatever the case might be. And then you need, for me, it helps to have like a midterm goal. Like in 10 weeks, I want to add 5 pounds to my bench triple, or I want to add 10 pounds to my squat single. And that way you're able to set yourself up for success. But something I've learned, being the older guy here, is there's also a time that you might need to deload off schedule. I mean, you could have, especially if you have kids, you need to be gracious to yourself, give yourself a break, be a little bit intuitive, and allow yourself, even if it's like cutting a little bit of accessory workout, just something, so that way you get the work in, but you don't exhaust yourself. Because I know that's something that I've dealt with, is I expect 100%. If I sleep 2 hours or 18 hours, I expect the same performance, you know, that I get into the gym. But putting yourself together with like-minded people not only helps you, hold you accountable, but it does create that environment. It does create that camaraderie, everything about accountability. But like everybody's rooting each other on, and it's all relative, right? He's only a 700-pound squatter, but his effort to put up 700 pounds is no different than you hitting 5, you hitting 6, me hitting 4, you hitting 4.5, working up to 5. Like, it's all relative, but it's just, the effort is the same. The weight might be different, but we're putting them out the same amount of effort, and I think that creates like a group mindset that you can't get training on your own. So I think that would be, you know, for somebody who trains on their own, that would be a great switch to make, is getting around people that you aspire to be like, whether it's their attitude, their numbers, the equipment, or whatever the case might be.
And the last thing, sorry, what? So the last thing you want is like a jealous workout partner or a negative workout partner. Like you, just because you're making gains and they're not, like if they're just going to be a dick about it and like they're super jealous about you and they don't want to help you anymore. Like Mike was telling me about that the other day. I mean, you have people you work out with, but like you're making better gains than them, so they're like, well, F you, I don't want to work out with you anymore. Like, well, that's when you come work out with us.
Yeah, this has made a world of difference.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's so spoiled nowadays, but I'll travel 2-3 hours to train every single day after a long day in the Marine Corps, and it was because I wanted it, and I knew that like I needed that environment to improve. There'd be no way. It's like I was doing it on my own, and I knew it wasn't working, and so like I was willing to give my time that I could be hanging out with my wife to actually drive. When we get there, I train for another 3 hours, and then driving back, it's like a lot of people will complain, oh, that's just too far. Well, I guess it's not that important to you. Mm-hmm. Like if you're not going to make the time, then it's not going to be important to you. I'm not saying neglect your responsibilities in life, but if it is a priority in your life, you will make sure you figure it out. Just like it's like everyone has to pay some sort of housing, whether it's rent or a mortgage. You don't have a choice. You have to do it. It's like it's a priority and a responsibility that can't be neglected. I don't know. I feel like I just hear all these people, well, I don't want to pay that much. Well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do this. It's like, well, I guess it's not important to you. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh, I want to bench 405. I want to squat 600, whatever. It's like, well, then what are you going to do about it? So I feel like I'm going off tangent, but That stuff just
No, I mean,
pisses me off.
it's important because like, yeah, working out in this kind of gym, yeah, it's gonna cost more. But going to a commercial gym and you're gonna be around all the, I mean, no offense to old people, but you're gonna be around old people, really weak people, and people that like they just don't have the same mindset as you. And even if you find a workout partner there, it's just not gonna be the same as coming here and working with you guys. It's important to have the mindset. Plus, like asking random people to spot you always sucks. Always sucks.
And when you're a parent and you're going already a million miles an hour dealing with life, dealing with your kids, dealing with work, like what you said, you always have something you gotta pay for. Having the like-minded structure really helps with that drive, because going to just a commercial gym, dude, I wasn't getting anywhere. I was doing more damage to myself than I was good. And then coming here, it's like every day I'm like, it's like what you're saying, you think about what you're doing, you're conscious about everything you eat, you're conscious about your daily movements, because you wanna make a new PR. Every time we lift, someone's doing a PR. That's awesome.
Your best.
Detailed plan.
Yeah, detailed plan.
Having a very detailed plan is great. You don't want to just go to the gym and do something. I mean, if that's all you can do, then do that. But having a detailed plan gets you in the mindset. Like you do all the math that morning. Okay, I need this percentage. I need this percentage. You're like, okay, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to hit this today. And you're thinking about it all freaking day.
Right.
I mean, that's a big thing to me.
I think for somebody who is just getting introduced to it, it would be overwhelming if they were to just step in and look at a training program and looking at percentages. It's like a foreign language, but I think it's almost like stages of training, right? There's going to be an interest level. They're going to want to get the information, and then they're going to really want to know, okay, well, how can I get from what I'm doing now, which is maybe I can squat 185 for 5. But what I'd really like to do is get to 225 and work up to 3 plates and 4 plates. Is that a 6-month goal? Is it a 2-year goal? So then they start talking to guys and they'll say, hey, how long did it take you to get to 600? How long did it take you to get to 500? How long did it take you to bench 315? And then they start realizing how to map out their own routines. Because it seems like a person, like what Alex was saying, if they intuitively don't have the desire, you can't impart it to them. Just like, here, I'm doing it and I'm enthusiastic, so therefore you're going to pick it up just because I'm into it. I mean, the people who I gravitate to this level of it, they found it like somewhere interior inside them. They said, I want to make a change. Well, I want to get stronger, I want to get leaner, I want to get faster. Something's going to drive them, and then they are going to be proactive about seeking out what it is. And I think like that mindset, it gets planted somewhere, a desire, a dream, a goal, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, they go from reading Arnold's encyclopedia to then all of a sudden they're going on and researching all like the modern science in terms of volume and intensive powerlifting and proper programming and type of, the calories that you need and the body weight is ideal for your leverages. I mean, it's an amazing thing, but I think if somebody were to watch this and say, I'm a $160, never worked out, but I want to do, 205, 10% body fat, and I want to be just huge and jacked. Well, their mindset needs to be realistic, I guess. Like the desire's there, but you also need to be realistic with your expectations. So it's like finding that balance is good because you need people around you. Like, bro, look, I fought tooth and nail to get to squat even 315. It took me 3 years. I mean, some people, they do it in 2 months, and everybody's different. So it's always good to get like a collective of people around and just.
No, and just add on to what you're saying, David, is like it's good to surround yourselves with experience, because, and this is one thing that's awesome, is it's to hit the numbers that you guys are hitting. That took me years to hit. But now, me being able to go, okay, don't do that. I've done that. It doesn't work. Let's be a lot more effective. And then you guys are hitting your goals a lot sooner. And so now you guys, whoever's going to seek advice from you, then you're going to do that. And you're going to do that.
It starts a big chain reaction. It's better.
And And I think, oh, go
If you
ahead.
can't surround yourself with experience, then seek it out. Like, get a program from Josh Bryant, like Alex did. And like, that guy is super experienced. And I'm sure Josh surrounds himself with people with experience too, so it's just
Especially when he was coming up.
Exactly.
Talks about his influences and his mentors all the time. And he's still in touch with them. And yeah, once a student, always a student.
And the thing is that he teaches his athletes what he was taught. He's not trying to reinvent something, but it's like he learned what works, so he's gonna teach what works. Why reinvent something and end up failing a lot more often? It's like, why do that when someone else has already done that for you? It's like lifting is so advanced and getting so popular that it's like the right answer is there. It's out there. You just gotta find it. But yeah, but just to trickle it down to mindset is obviously you gotta want it. And then I think that's the first stage. If you want it, then you gotta seek advice, seek experience, seek like-minded individuals. And then when you are around that environment, then you start to focus on every training day. Put in the work and making a plan.
Make the sacrifices. You give up, like any goal, you have to give up something to attain it. The bigger the goal, the more sacrifice is required. If you want something big, and that's relative, if you want something big for you, you're gonna have to figure out what it takes in order to get there. And you have to make peace with, sacrificing. We're not the most mobile people you're gonna meet. We're not the healthiest people you're gonna meet. But we make that sacrifice because we want to achieve these goals we've set. And part of that is sacrificing some of these things. And that's part of the mentality. Like, I'm not gonna say, whatever the cost, but to an extent, if you want it, whatever you gotta do.
Sure.
You gotta be willing, you gotta be at peace with that. And that goes back to people, I wanna do this, but I don't wanna travel, and I don't wanna spend the money, and it's hard after I go to work, and I don't. Okay, well, right there, if you're not willing to make the sacrifices, make a different goal then, because you're not prepared to seek that goal. You don't want it bad. So yeah, the mentality starts with that, is, sacrifice it.
all those skinny guys that talk about, I want to get big, but I don't want to eat that much.
Yeah, do you?
Dude, like, what the hell are you talking about? You have to eat to get big. And it's all mindset and sacrifices. I mean, sometimes you just don't want to eat, but you have to. And then, you're going to feel like you want to puke, but you just got to get it down.
Sometimes you don't want to go to bed. You're not tired. You've been busy all day. You finally have a moment to yourself and you want to just relax. But you know that sleep is essential and it's required of you. And so you make the sacrifice to kind of give up some of your life to sleep, as dumb as that sounds, so that you're in a better position to reach your goals later on.
I mean, it's, as you guys go to school, I'm learning something, I'm going to school, we all have kids. Making that sacrifice daily, my wife hates it.
You are right, so it's
No kids from
Yeah.
8 to 8 on the children.
My son's kind of like your kid.
He likes you.
Every time he comes, he's like, Ryan. What were you saying?
I don't remember.
You're saying that we all have responsibilities. Kids,
Oh, yeah,
going to
yeah.
school.
You're making sure that you eat, keeping your wife happy, making sure you spend enough time with your kids, other than you, your dog, whatever you have. Goldfish, couch.
I have you guys.
I'll take you.
Well, not yesterday, apparently. We thought you died. All right, we're getting off
For another.
we're getting off topic. All right, does anyone else have anything?
I think one thing about mindset too that gets overlooked, it's not like a popular topic, but it's a mindset of feeling of the non-deserving mindset. Like, they've been convinced or allowed themselves to be convinced. I think that's one I identify with most. I know it's not unfamiliar to a lot of people out there, but the mindset that you don't deserve something, you may have been convinced or allowed yourself to be convinced that you can't do it, you'll never be able to do it, and then you absorb that into your identity. And working your way out of that is a little bit, it's a different issue, longer than a YouTube video, but I think that's one that people need to know, is that there is a way to rewrite your story, to recreate the narrative. Whatever you have going on, the inner dialogue, we all have something in our head, right? Because either you're gonna boost yourself up to go in and get the workout in, or someone sitting there convincing themselves over and over again, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I don't have it, I mean, like over and over, and it creates a repetitive cycle. And that's another part of mindset, that people can get that empowerment, they can get that help, and it all comes back to you can't do it on your own. Like, there's very little you can do in this life to achieve something greater than yourself entirely on your own. I mean, it makes it more difficult, that's for sure.
Well said.
Yeah, definitely. Anyone else?
We're gonna end it on.
Yeah, that was
All right,
great.
guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.